Hello, fourth grade. Welcome back to another episode of Math Math. We are still focused on geometry and measurement. This unit is pretty big. The last 2 weeks we've been focusing on two-dimensional figures. This week we're focusing on area and perimeter, being able to measure the outside of something as well as the inside. And so we'll be jumping into that in just a bit. But next week we will also be talking about units of measurement. So lots of things to take in. Please take out your math journal and get ready to take some notes. I am putting in some fun videos from YouTube within this video, just to kind of help clarify and make it fun because it is a visual thing. So I love you and let's go. These are the essential questions and sentence stems for the week. Pause the video to read over them, but they are also available on your Math Blend page. Here is the vocabulary for the week. Feel free to pause the video to read over the words and see if there are any you may not know.
It's the year 2060 and you're colonizing Mars. You're about to buy a plot of land, but you have a dog and you want to make sure he has enough space to run around. You also want to build a fence so he can't escape. So first you want to know how big the backyard is, and then you want to know how far it is around. To figure this out, you have to find
the area. That's the space inside. For a rectangle, its length and width are multiplied. And perimeter, the distance around the shape. Just add the sides together and then you'll be great with the area. That's the space inside. For a rectangle, its length and width are multiplied. And perimeter, the distance around the shape. Just add the sides together and then you'll be great. Yeah, here I am on Mars, trying to find out the size of my backyard. Well, it's a rectangle, right? So what if we cut it into squares of the same size that are 1 unit long by 1 unit wide? These are called square units. Add them all up, surprise! You got 72 square units, or feet, cause that's the unit we're using. Well, who has time to count squares? Length times width is the quickest way to get there. Yeah, that's how you find the area. A nice little formula that'll take care of you. And I need to hurry cause my dog is starving. Let's find the area so I can feed Marvin. My yard is 9 feet long by 8 feet wide. I get the area when I multiply each side. And 9 times 8 is 72. But here's another way for you to think it through. Basically, you take the rows and figure how many square units fit inside of those. Yo, my backyard is wide, 8 feet. So that's 8 rows with 9 square units in each. So multiply the 8 rows by the 9 square units, you get 72. Yup, you knew it. The area, that's the space inside. For a rectangle, its length and width are multiplied. And perimeter, the distance around the shape. Just add the sides together and then you'll be great with the area. That's the space inside. For a rectangle, its length and width are multiplied. And perimeter, the distance around the shape. Just add the sides together and then you'll be great. Now I've got my area for my yard on Mars, and there's plenty of room for Marvin to live large. But now I need a fence cause I heard the animals on Mars could be intense. So I'll need a perimeter, the distance around my whole yard. How do you get it? Yeah, just add up the length of the sides. 9 plus 8 plus 8 plus 9's a perimeter of 34 feet. And oh yeah, that's regular units and not units squared. So let's take a look from another angle. To get the perimeter of a square or rectangle, you add 2 widths plus 2 lengths. Here's a formula, don't forget to say thanks. 2 times length plus 2 times width to get a square or rectangle's perimeter quick. So let's try it with my Martian backyard. Come on, get ready, y'all. It's not that hard. 2 times the length of 9 is 18. And 2 times the width of 8 is 16. And 16 plus 18 is 34. Now if I could stop Marvin from making a dirty floor. Marvin. Seriously.
How to find the area of a rectangle. Area is the amount of space inside a flat shape. It's important for everyone to know how to find it. Adults need to find the area of a room to buy the right amount of flooring, and you need to know it in school to ace your tests. The first shape we work with in school is a rectangle. Area is measured in square units, so let's divide this rectangle up into square units and find out how many it has. 5, 10, 15. 15 square units. We have 3 rows of 5. 3 times 5 is 15. The quickest way of finding the area of a rectangle is to measure 2 adjacent sides and multiply those numbers. These sides are next to each other, so they're adjacent. We call them length and width. So the area of a rectangle is length times width. If we're finding the area of this rectangle here, we could carve it up into little squares and count all of those, but that would take a long time on a big rectangle. Instead, it's always much quicker to multiply length times width to get the area. On our rectangle, length is 10 meters and the width is 7 meters. Area is length times width, so 10 times 7 is 70. 70 what? The diagram shows us the measurements are in meters, so we have to put that in our answer. Area is 70 m for meters squared. The little 2 superscripted up here stands for squared. It makes sense because we measured in 2 dimensions, length and width. Here's one last rectangle. The length is 10 centimeters and the width is 4 centimeters. Area is length times width, so 10 times 4 is 40. The area is 40 centimeters squared. Always use that unit of measurement squared in your answer. If you forget to, you will lose marks. And if by some chance you are not given a measurement unit, you write units squared instead, and you make sure of full marks that way. So let's review. To find the area of a rectangle, multiply 2 adjacent sides, length times width. Put the unit of measurement and show it as squared. Finding the perimeter of a rectangle. 3 strategies you can use. The perimeter is the distance all the way around the outside of something. The lines that make up this rectangle are the perimeter. The space inside is the area. Area and perimeter are a big deal in mathematics. We're going to find the perimeter of this rectangle. We have 2 pieces of information, the length and the width, and that's all we need. Strategy number 1 is we can just add up all the sides. These 2 sides are equal, so that's 5 plus 5, and these 2 sides are equal, 2 plus 2. Altogether, that makes 14. So the perimeter, or just P, is 14 centimetres. Adding up all 4 sides is the first way we find the perimeter. Let's keep going and take a look at strategy number 2. In each rectangle we have 2 pairs of equal sides, 2 lengths the same and 2 widths the same. So we can use doubling as a strategy. The length is 7 centimetres. Double 7 is 14. The width is 3 centimetres. Double 3 is 6. Next, add up these doubled values to get the perimeter. 14 plus 6 is 20. The perimeter is 20 centimetres. there's a math formula to show what we just did. A formula is just a written description that shows what to do. The formula for this strategy is 2L plus 2W. We make sense out of it by rewriting the formula using the measurements from the diagram. 2L means 2 times the length, so 2 times 4. 2W is 2 times the width, and that's 2 times 11. And these parts are in brackets because of course we do those first and then we do the adding at the end. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 2 times 11 is 22. Then just add those figures together. 22 plus 8 is 30. The perimeter is 30 centimetres. This formula clearly tells us what to do. You can do this. Now let's take a look at strategy number 3. You can think of a rectangle as being made up of 2 L shapes. These are called adjacent sides. Adjacent just means next to or adjoining, and these sides are next to each other. They join at a corner. In strategy number 3, we start by adding 2 adjacent sides. So 2 plus 9 is 11. A rectangle has 2 L shapes, so we multiply by 2. 2 times 11 is 22. The perimeter is 22 centimetres. This is the quickest way to find the perimeter of a rectangle. Just add 2 adjacent sides and double it. And there's a formula for this too. 2L plus W. The brackets are telling us to add the length and width first. Then the 2 outside the brackets tells us to multiply by 2. And there's the perimeter. Don't forget to put the unit of measurement at the end. And of course, this strategy only has 2 calculations to do. That makes this the easiest and quickest way to find the perimeter of a rectangle. And that's why this 3rd strategy is my favourite. And now you've seen them all. You have 3 strategies you can use to find the perimeter of any rectangle. Rewatch and take notes. Write down the formula so you get used to using it. You are going to rock the perimeter of a rectangle.
Here are some images of anchor charts that we would have had in class, as well as ideas for tools that you can use at home. Pause the video to see if you understand each image or write down any questions in your math journal that come up. You can also copy these into your math journal to have as a quick reference. Thank you for watching another episode of Bath Math. I love you all so much. Let's have another great week. Please be sure to check your checklist on your homepage in Blend, as well as your math modules, the essential questions, sentence stems, and feel free to always review these or rewatch these videos and check your notes when you're doing your assignments. So big STAR test coming up, and we're just excited for you all to be turning into 5th graders. That's super exciting. So let's end the year strong. Love you.